You might want to look up at the sky tonight. The Perseid meteor shower reaches its peak tonight into early tomorrow. Astronomers say it's one of the brightest showers of the year, and at its peak you can see about 50 meteors an hour under the right conditions. And Laurel, those conditions are the darker, the better to see it.
For sure. And also, if these storms move out just in time, I think we're actually going to have a pretty good shot of seeing it, which is pretty exciting. A couple more details on that meteor shower. Let's take a look and break this down of when the sweet spot of when you should be able to see the meteors a little bit later on tonight, somewhere between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. And if you miss it tonight, don't worry, you'll actually be able to see it tomorrow and Tuesday night as well. So definitely make sure you get outside, and make sure you also get away from as many city lights as possible. You may even be able to see about 100 meteors per hour, but you'll definitely need to keep your eyes peeled because these meteors will be moving quick, about 45 miles per second. And what you want to do is make sure you get away from any light pollution, and also give your eyes plenty of time to adjust, possibly about 20 minutes for your eyes to adjust to the dark. And also, once again, keep your eyes peeled because those meteors will be moving very quickly across the night sky. Huge traffic update tonight as we do take a look. We are keeping an eye on potential tropical cyclone 5, which has the possibility of becoming Ernesto as soon as tomorrow morning. Take a look. This is the latest from the National Hurricane Center from the top of the hour. We can see that low pressure system possibly going to develop into a tropical depression, quickly into a tropical storm, most likely by tomorrow afternoon, and then quickly develop from there. National Hurricane Center possibly clocking this in at about a Category 1 hurricane by the time we reach Wednesday afternoon. So we're going to be watching this very closely. All models suggest that this storm is going to continue to make its way up the East Coast, but stay far enough out to sea. Even though it's not going to be making landfall along the East Coast, we are still going to be keeping a very close eye on the possibility of some very dangerous rip currents, especially as the storm continues to strengthen, especially way off the Carolina coastline, possibly hitting Bermuda. So we're going to be watching this storm very closely. This storm currently holding about 30-mile-per-hour winds. Once it continues to gain that strength and possibly hit 39-mile-per-hour winds sometime tomorrow afternoon, then it's going to officially get the name Ernesto. So that's what we're going to be keeping an eye on. And here's Ernesto right now is what we're going to be keeping a very close eye on. We can very much see that circulation slowly starting to form, but we are going to be very much keeping a very close watch because all of this zone very prime for the possibility of that very quick development. A couple of changes though is what we're seeing and why this storm is going to be staying off the coast as of now. Still very early to really concrete down of how this storm is going to continue to track, but for now things actually looking pretty good for mainly the Florida East Coast. Here's why. We can see this high pressure system continuing to move just off to the west. Now with Debbie, reason why it kind of snuck into the Gulf of Mexico is because this high pressure system was actually pushed just off to the west a little bit more, giving just enough room and just enough circulation that Debbie was able to come into the Gulf. Now with this high pressure system moving just off to the west, more almost protecting and putting the Gulf of Mexico in a little bit of a bubble. That's why we're going to be seeing this system continuing to roll up and follow along this high pressure system that's in the center of the Atlantic. Also, depending on how far this jet dips down, that could even more protect the areas, especially along the Carolina coastline, from those very dangerous rip currents. Here's what the models are saying right now. This is going to intensify very, very quickly. So we can see that possibility of that tropical system and also the possibility of that tropical storm strength just before it hits parts of the Dominican Republic as well as parts of Puerto Rico. Continuing to strengthen, this is hurricane Category 1 strength, even continuing to possibly gain Category 2, possibly even become a major hurricane, which is Category 3 and above as we take a look late next week. So that's what we're keeping an eye on. Again, nothing set in stone. Things still very much can change, but that's what models are suggesting at the moment. 7-day forecast, we're going to keep those temperatures continuing throughout the mid to low 90s. Heat and to see, it's going to be feeling like 110 degrees as we continue to keep that very typical Florida August weather of afternoon scattered showers and thunderstorms every day for the next week.